Hello drummers and welcome to Tim Conley Drums. Today we are going to do a lesson and I'm going to teach you guys how to get a bounce off of different surfaces, and it's all technique based. One of my subscribers commented that he was struggling getting sounds that he wanted to or even rhythms that he wanted to produce on the drums when he left the snare. Now the high toms weren't too bad, but when we started to get into the lower toms, which are, usually a little bit looser in terms of the tuning to create that low rumble, he was struggling a little bit. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to get that stick bouncing as best you can. Okay, so the first thing is the grip. So the grip that I'm showing you here is my most go-to grip. I play a bunch of different grips, but this is the one I most commonly use. So what's happening is the stick sits on my hand like this, or like this, I should say, right across my palm. I'm in the second knuckle. I got a little bit of the stick hanging out the end, like maybe slightly less than an inch. Then my thumb goes against the stick there. So now we've created our fulcrum here. And then we got the fingers around the stick. Now this is really important. This has to be super loose. And all these fingers have to be on the stick. This drives me insane, where this finger is off the stick. It's a bad idea because you're creating tension. As soon as you take that finger off, you can see in my hand here, look what it looks like when it doesn't have the finger out versus the finger out. You can see the tension, and there's always tension. The whole hand becomes tense when that finger goes out. So keep your pinky on the stick, very important. This finger here is not doing a heck of a lot. This is the sort of the facade that takes place. This finger's not doing a lot. It's just a balance point, otherwise known as the fulcrum. Very important to keep your thumb on the stick, okay? So let's do a couple of free strokes to get the bounce going. So the free stroke, starting in the free stroke position, I'll just do with my right hand so you can see it best. What's happening is you're throwing the stick down from this position. Notice this finger is out of the way, allowing the stick to move. If you do this, you're out of position in terms of balance. You can see the thumb is ahead of the finger and you're off balance. Balance is a big part, okay? So we want to be in a balanced position. And as you can see here, the stick and the finger are in a balanced position when they're like that, okay? So from here, let the stick drop and bounce right back up. Drop, bounce right back up. It's one motion. Only down. Think only down. A lot of drummers do this. Stop, pull. Pull. That's two motions. One motion. And if we go to the exercise for the free stroke, you'll see it, the power of the stroke, and it bounces right back. That's what you want. You want that stick to bounce freely, okay? Now, when you start to speed it up, you want to be really loose. You want to have a space here. Look how loose my hand is, my wrist, everything's nice and loose. All my fingers are on the stick, and I'm allowing the stick to move. A lot of times drummers get in the way of the stick, and they prevent the movement. So let the sticks bounce and get out of its way. When you're playing double strokes, exact same idea. We'll get out of the way, let the sticks bounce, nice and relaxed, very, very loose. All right, so I'm going to give you an exercise that I really, really like. Joe Morello exercise, and it's called the Stone Killer. So I'm going to do Stone Killer Part B. So first you're going to do 4 rights, 4 lefts, all bouncing, followed by 2 beats of 16th notes. So you're going to go one and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a little faster. Okay, so you want to get those sticks bouncing. Nice and loose and relaxed. Allow the stick to bounce. So that when you get to a soft surface, such as a floor tom, you're going to be able to still perform exactly what you would do on a snare drum, but on a floor tom. All right, so let's go to the floor tom, and I'll just do a couple of quick playing examples on the floor tom. Okay, so if you know anything about drums, you'll know that drums are extremely loud and they overwhelm these little mics. So I can't actually play the drum with this mic on, but the pad is fine. So we're going to go back to the pad here. We're going to work on this bounce once again, but I'm going to show you some really good tips. One of the mistakes a lot of my students make is they're not utilizing the tips of their fingers to create the bounces. So this is the Billy Gladstone technique, moving your fingers like this. Okay? Now when you're moving them, you're very relaxed and loose. And you'll notice it's not a lot of movement. A lot of people do this and they throw their fingers out and they do this crazy stuff. It's just that. Okay? Now the mistake they make is they put the stick on the second pad. So we got 3 pads, first, second, and third. They'll put the stick on either the second pad or even bury it in the third pad. Now look what happens when you're in the third pad and even in the second pad. We've got this and it's hard to open it up. However, soon as you go to the tips, look what happens naturally. You create a space here and that's what you want. You want that space. So another tip is to put your other stick in. Make sure there's that space, utilizing the tips of the fingers, and then take the stick out, and there you go. Okay? So you're utilizing a combination of bounce, extreme relaxation and looseness, and of course, pad of the finger. That is the key, and relaxing this finger. And like I said, it's just moving like that. Okay, so nice and relaxed, getting the sticks to move, and that is the best way. Tips of the finger, relax the wrist, relax your arm, get used to this bounce. And then of course, lowering the bounce, creating speed with relaxation. The more relaxed you are, the faster you're going to go, plain and simple. Okay? Anyways, guys, I hope that helps. Just a quick technique lesson. I hope this helps the particular commenter that was having trouble on his floor tom, that this helps him and all drummers out there to get moving around the kit utilizing good technique practices. All right. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, keep drumming. See ya.